Good morning, Instagram. Welcome back to a new year, to a new starting place, and to most of all, today's practice. Now, for today's yoga practice, I want you to get started sitting down on your mat with your palms on your knees or your palms up towards the ceiling. I want you to first acknowledge your breath, taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and grow tall through the spine. And exhale, keep that height. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. And exhale, stay tall. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly bringing both hands up and overhead. Exhale, both hands down to the floor. Inhale, up and overhead, pulling that beautiful energy. And exhale, palms down to the floor for grounding. Inhale, palms up and overhead. Exhale, down to the floor. Last time. Inhale, up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down in front of you. Bringing your shoulders back. Nice long spine. Chin is looking straight ahead. Taking a nice deep inhale, grow nice and tall. And exhale, just let your hands walk out slowly away from you. I want you to try and keep your shoulder blades together as you breathe. And every exhale, you'll allow your body to soften just a little bit out in front of you. When you feel like you've hit your end range of motion without bending into your back, I want you to drop your chin in towards your chest and feel that stretch as it radiates from the base of the spine, all the way up the erectors, to the shoulder blades, feeling the back of the neck completely stretch, lengthen, and soften. Go ahead, take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Slowly bringing your hands all the way back up to your thighs. Taking a nice deep inhale, letting them fall to the floor, inhaling them up, back behind you, and up and overhead. Exhale down through heart center and let them float over your hip flexors down to the floor. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale down through heart center and keep that flow. Inhale all the way up and overhead. Exhale down through heart center. Inhaling up and overhead, staying nice and tall. You're going to bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand back behind you, coming into our first twist. Keeping your shoulders back behind you, your chest is nice and proud. Your chin hovers just over the floor. Taking nice deep breaths here, feeling your belly completely expand with each inhale. And every exhale, feeling your body soften. Inhaling your hands back up to center. Exhale over towards the opposite side. Right hand comes back behind you, left hand to your right knee. Again, keeping those shoulders squeezed back behind you. Nice tall spine. Twisting through the torso. With your next inhale, arms coming up and overhead. Exhale, hands all the way down to the floor. Taking your foot soles out in front of you and propping yourself up on your hands with your fingers pointing back and away from you. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale, drop your knees over to one side. Inhale up. And exhale, release to the opposite. Sometimes you'll get snap, crackles, and pops. Don't worry about those, that's just your body releasing pressure. Inhale, knees up. Exhale them over. One more both ways. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Last time here. Coming back to center. Working your way around to a kneeling position on all fours, hands and knees. Starting our movement practice today with our child's pose. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Hands, I want you to imagine spiraling out and forward. You're going to kick through your right heel and extend it right back behind you, pushing into that heel, extending those muscles from the base of the heel, up the calf, through the hamstring and into the glute. We're going to sit here for 3 more breaths in total, allowing the back line to soften and stretch, relax and release. With your next exhale, you can go ahead and soften that one leg, shake it out from side to side, and then inhale and bring the other leg up, tucking the toes, pushing back through those heels, trying to keep your hips as flat as possible, still dialing those elbows forward, not letting them bend. Nice and straight posture here. Last breath. With your exhale, bring that rear knee down. Now setting yourself up for your first child's pose. You can either stay in close knee child's pose, or you can transition into your wide knee child's pose. From here, I want you to slowly let your hands soften and melt away from you. Feeling your shoulder blades connect right in the middle at your spine, allowing your forehead to softly melt into the mat on the floor beneath you. Feeling the side of your arms lengthen, the triceps, the armpit, the lat, even going into the rhomboids and the levators on the back. Now you can choose to stay here in this version of child's pose, or you could push your fingertips into the floor and float your palms off of the floor. I like to call this teepee hands because we're making little teepee huts with our hands here. Just breathing into those fingertips and exhale, feel the muscles soften. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last guy. Inhale. Exhale, let your hands completely soften back into the floor. I want you to recognize all that added length you just got out of that little teepee pose. Now, if your knees are hurting or a little bit discomforted right now, go ahead and shake them out. Otherwise, we're going to stay in child's pose. This time, we're going to wiggle both of our hands off of our mat to the left side. You want to try and get that right hand on top of your left hand. That will give you all of that added stretch that you need to get that single side bend from the bottom of the lat, the insertion of the QL, all the way up, all those little tiny muscles through the ribs, and then all the way down the side of that right arm. Every exhale, try and walk that hand just a little bit further out in front of you, allowing those muscles to really get as much length as they can here. 1 more breath in. Exhale, soften. Bringing your hands back to center for a brief moment. Now I want you to recognize something here. Do you feel as though your right hand is further ahead? Are they still in line? Or are they the same? Now slowly bringing yourself over towards the right side. Again, I want you to challenge yourself just a little bit here and try and bring that left hand on top of that right hand. Again, this is really going to give you the maximal stretch that we can through the side body here, into all of those little tiny muscles in the ribs, including a really good stretch for that tricep. Try and keep your shoulder blades kissing in the middle, right at your spine, and your forehead down on your mat. You've got 1 more breath here. With your exhale, softening, and then bringing your hands back to center. Taking a nice deep inhale, Exhale and soften, push your hands out, feel all the added length. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, last time, inhale, and exhale. Inhaling and bringing yourself back up to the top, bringing your knees right back underneath your hips and your hands right underneath your shoulders, shaking it out from side to side. We're going to move into our heart melting pose, basically downward dog, but staying on the knees. So you're going to go ahead and bring your hands all the way out in front of you, allowing your heart to just melt in towards the floor. Your forehead might beat your heart towards the mat, but that is okay. Sitting here and letting your upper body, your chest fibers, the inside of your armpit, and into those biceps. Keeping your back as flat as you can and not arching the tailbone, just letting the muscles stretch within the upper body. We're only going to be here for 1 more breath, so just enjoy this last inhale and exhale. Slowly, never so mindfully, start walking yourself back. And bringing your hands right back underneath your shoulders, setting up a nice strong foundation. Inhaling your right hand up and overhead, coming into a nice twist. Exhaling that right hand underneath, lying down on your right shoulder, the right side of your face. Taking that left hand, you can keep it right by your face, or you can take that left hand straight out onto the floor in front of your head, or you might want to bring that hand all the way behind you to your lower back. You choose whatever works best for you. You have 2 more breaths here. With your exhale, slowly placing that left hand back down and bringing yourself all the way back up to tabletop. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. When you're ready, setting yourself up for the opposite side. Inhaling that left hand all the way up and overhead, coming into that beautiful twist. Exhaling that hand down and underneath, lying down on your left shoulder, left side of your body. Choosing to leave that right hand right by your face, bringing it straight out in front of you on the floor, or bringing it all the way back behind you to your lower back. Enjoying 2 more breaths here. With your following exhale, bringing that hand right back down to your face, pushing yourself back up to your tabletop position and shaking everything out, side to side. Moving into our cats and cows. Inhaling, bringing your gaze and your tailbone up, pushing your belly down to the floor. Exhale, rounding the shoulders forward, pulling the hips forward and looking towards the knees. Inhale, flip the script, looking up, belly down. Exhale, rounding forward, pulling the hips through, shoulders down to the floor. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhale, push into that floor, push into your back, nice big arch. 2 more, inhaling all the way up. Exhaling all the way down. Last time, inhale up, 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 up. And exhale down, push into it, push, push. And then come back to center. Barrel rolls, dropping your belly to one side, bringing it up on the other. Continuing that motion for 2 more turns this direction. Last time. Stopping at the bottom and then switching direction, going the opposite way of which you were just doing. A little bit of coordination in this movement, but lots of good little movements for all of those muscles. Coming back to center. Working your way over to a sitting position on your butt. Extending your legs straight out in front of you and removing any of that soft, tender tissue underneath your sitting bones. Bringing your toes back towards your face, extending your legs and keeping nice, tall posture. Just to do a reset here, hands on your shins or your knees, pull your shoulder blades back behind you, chin level with the floor. Inhaling those hands up and overhead, feel your back muscles squeeze together, and then exhale, forward fold. We're going to start with a rounding of the back. So you can drop your hands down onto your shins, your ankles, or your knees. relaxing any tension in the back of the neck. This one we're allowing you to round forward, bringing that C curve into that spine. Taking 3 more deep inhales. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Softly coming all the way back up. Going into our glute twist. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to bring it up and over your left knee. Planting the right foot beside the left knee. You're going to take your right hand all the way back behind you. Extending your left arm straight out in front of you. You're going to cross that left elbow over that right knee. You're going to twist your body over the back shoulder and drive that elbow into the knee. This stretch will start from the base of the glute or the IT band on the right leg and will travel up the hamstring all the way through. Keep trying to apply consistent, steady pressure. This will help those muscles in that gluteal region soften completely. Keep that breath going. You have 2 more. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Softly and slowly unwrapping this stretch. Extending that leg out in front of you and giving it a shake. Bringing your left foot over, crossing it over your right knee. Taking your left hand all the way back behind you. Your right hand comes all the way up and in front, crosses over that left knee. Pushing into that elbow, starting your spiral twist. Again, you're going to feel the stretch from the base of the glutes all the way up the hamstring. You might even feel it into your lower back, depending on how tight your lower back belt line is. Enjoying your 3 more breaths here. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Uncrossing that leg, extending it out in front of you and giving it a loving shake. Choosing a single leg here. You're going to pull that single leg in and let the sole of that foot kiss with the inside of the opposite thigh. Making sure that you're sitting nice and tall here. Taking your extended leg, the same matching arm. You're going to slide that arm down the outside of the leg as you exhale, bringing yourself forward. Make sure to fully exhale and allow those back muscles to soften. Now here's a good trick for you. Make sure that you're pulling your toes back towards your face and you're not pointing your toes away from you. Inhaling, bringing your toes back towards you. Exhaling, softening your chest towards your thigh. Now, if you feel like you have that flexibility, you can bring that opposite hand over to your wrist and then just fold your head in between your biceps and let the stretch continue. You have 4 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Slowly working your way back up to the top, extending that leg back out in front of you and giving it a shake. Switching to the opposite said leg, bringing that beautiful foot sole in towards your thigh. The leg that's extended, the same arm will slide down the outside of the leg, inhaling nice and tall. Exhale, letting it slide all the way forward. Don't push this stretch, just stay within your limit. Every inhale, you'll feel strength and a contraction come into the muscles. And every exhale, you'll feel this overwhelmingly soft release. Just allowing the muscles to relax and to lengthen. Same thing, if you can, bring the opposite hand over to the opposite wrist, letting your head hang heavy between your biceps, allowing your mid-back, your lower back to completely relax. almost as if those muscle fibers were literally unclenching from each other. Every exhale, you just fold and soften. Last breath in. And exhale forward. Inhaling and slowly working your way back up to the top. Extending that leg straight out in front of you and giving it a shake again. Moving into our quad stretch. Now, whichever leg is more stiff or more tender for you, I want you to begin with that leg. I'm going to start with my right. So we're going to bring that foot all the way back behind us, but look very carefully at my knees. I want both my knees to still be pointing as straight ahead as I can. So by tucking your toes underneath your foot, keeping your big toe on the floor, you can now keep that knee in line. As soon as your knee starts to drift outside, you're going to start stretching your ACL and your MCL, so try and keep those knees in line. If you can slowly work your way back onto your elbows, or just staying within the limitations that work best for your body. If you make it down to your elbows, I want you to make sure that you're keeping your chest nice and proud and that your shoulders are back behind you. Being in a hunched forward position is not going to be beneficial for this pose. Enjoying 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Slowly and ever so mindfully, working your way back up to the top, extending that leg back out in front of you and giving it a loving shake. When you're ready, switching to the opposite leg, whichever one you didn't do, now go ahead and perform. Again, keeping those knees straight ahead. One side is always different than the other, so being very mindful as you get into this pose. Using your breath will always help. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last guy. Inhale and exhale. Slowly working your way back up to the top, extending those legs straight out in front of you, giving them a loving shake. Bringing both the foot soles in towards each other and letting your knees drift apart. You can keep your hands back behind you. All I ask is that your shoulders follow suit as well. Nice proud chest, shoulders are back. Allowing those hips to soften. Now you can either sit here nice and still and let gravity do the work, or you can bring a little bit of movement in, almost like butterfly wings. With your next inhale, you're going to come all the way forward and placing your elbows to the inside of your knees. Your hands will come down to your ankles. You're going to pull your shoulders back behind you. You'll feel your back grow nice and tall. There we go. With an exhale, I want you to drop your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, bring that chin all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale all the way up. Now coming back to center, you may feel as though now you have a softer inside groin. If you do, you can bring your hands forward to your toes, letting your elbows drift to the middle. If you still feel some tightness there, stay where you are. Inhale, imagine growing taller through the spine, and exhale, bring your chest towards your feet. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, towards the feet. Inhale, tall. Exhale to the feet. Last one, inhale, tall. Exhale to the feet. Now I want you to sit here for 5 breaths. You can sit and hold, or you can take the stretch a little bit further, coming into your tortoise pose, wrapping your hands underneath your shins and bringing yourself all the way forward here. 4 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, And exhale. Slowly unwrapping those arms from underneath your legs. Extending your legs straight out in front of you and giving them a shake. Bringing your foot soles back onto the mat and sending your hands back behind you. Shoulders back, chest forward and chin up. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale the knees over to one side. Recognize how much softer they are from the beginning. Inhale up. Exhale over. Ooh, that side's way softer. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. One more each side. Inhale up. Exhale over. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale over. Working yourself over onto your hands and your knees. Coming back into that beautiful tabletop position. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Knees are directly underneath your hips. Tucking your toes and pushing your butt up and into the air, coming into your downward dog. Squeezing your shoulder blades together and then starting the movement by cycling through your heels. Bending one knee and straightening the other. Now we're going to go into our pigeon pose here. Now for those of you that have done it, go ahead and go right into it. For those of you that need guidance, pushing down through both heels, extending your right leg up behind you first. Inhaling and looking at your fingertips, you're going to bring your knee all the way in between your hands and then crossing that foot over your left leg, or underneath your left leg, I should say. From there, your shoulders will come back, your chest will be forward, chin will be up. Inhale, nice and tall spine. And exhale, soften into the glute. Making sure that the toes on the left foot are flat on the floor. You're going to inhale and exhale. If you can, you'll come down onto your elbows, keeping your back nice and flat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you can, you'll bring your head down onto your forearms. Enjoy 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Slowly and ever so mindfully pushing yourself back up to the top. Tucking the toes on the left foot. Slowly sliding that right knee back behind you. Tucking those toes on the right foot. Pushing the butt up into the air. And welcome back to downward dog. If you're ready for the other side, just jump right into it if you need to follow. Here we go. Left leg goes up and back behind you. Looking at your fingertips, inhaling that knee all the way to the fingertips, crossing that left foot underneath the right thigh. Shoulders back, chest forward and chin up. Taking a nice deep inhale, nice and tall spine. Exhale, softly fold. Inhale. And then exhale and possibly bring yourself down. Enjoying 4 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly and ever so mindfully, working your way back up to the top. Tucking the toes of the right foot, sliding the left leg back behind you, coming into your downward dog. Bringing both knees down to the floor, rolling over to a sitting position, and prepping yourself for a very brief savasana. Putting on socks or grabbing a blanket, and just becoming present for the next minute. Lying down flat on your mat, allowing your feet to drift apart. Feeling your body melting and connecting into the mat and the beautiful Mother Earth beneath you. Letting your palms face up towards the sky, taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Allowing your body to soften with an inhale from the toes all the way up to the tip of the head. And with an exhale, letting that relaxation flow all the way back down to the toes. Continuing your breath and allowing your body to relax. Your heels weigh heavy into the mat. The back of your knees, your thighs, and your glutes are all soft. Your lower back, mid-back, and upper region have all melted into the floor. Your shoulders, elbows, and wrists lie ever so delicately on the mat beneath you. Unclenching your jaw, relaxing your eyebrows, and just coming in to your breath. Allowing your inhale to bring a new vibration and the feeling of happiness. And the exhale rids your vibration of anything that doesn't serve you. Inhale and exhale. Taking some movement in your fingers and in your toes. Dropping your head from side to side. Taking your arms up and overhead. Taking a nice deep inhale and full body stretch. Inhale and exhale. Bringing your knees into your chest and giving yourself a loving hug. Rocking side to side or front to back. Slowly making your way up to our final sitting position. Crossing your legs and bringing your hands into heart center, ending our yoga practice with the chant of Om and 3 shantis, which mean peace, peace, peace. Taking a nice deep inhale and then Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I see the love, the light, and the absolute divine within you. Take time for yourself today. Take time for gratefulness today. And take time for yourself today. Namaste. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining me today, Monday, January 4th. This was our first yoga flow, or our first yoga practice of the year, and I'm hoping that these will continue on pretty much regularly. I'm very much excited to be back in a role and on a vibe. I'll also be posting this video to YouTube so that I have it there in a library. With that being said, thank you very much and have a beautiful week.